Natasha is 16 years old and is from Krasnoturyansk in the Sverdlovsk region. The girl considers herself creative and interesting. She does not like studying at school, so she often goes out with her friends. At home, her 60-year-old grandmother Nina constantly scolds her for constant partying. The grandmother considers the granddaughter careless and lazy. The last time Natasha felt real love and support was 5 years ago from the dearest person. But unfortunately the girl's mother Olga died of uterine cancer. Natasha constantly goes to the grave and talks to her. After her mother passed away, Natasha, her brother and little sister Anna were taken in by their grandparents. The grandmother raises her granddaughters in a strict manner, and the grandfather on the contrary, spoils them. The girl's brother is studying in another city, so they rarely communicate. Natasha and Anna are not too close either. The sisters never knew their own father. He was not a very good man and drank a lot, and then he died in prison. Now Natasha dreams of only one thing: to be free from her grandmother's control. And now the girl is close to fulfilling that dream because she is pregnant. Some time ago Natasha met 18-year-old Sergey and fell head over heels in love. They first met in the company of mutual friends. After that, they started corresponding in social networks, and soon Sergey asked Natasha to become his girlfriend. He dropped out of school after 8th grade. Now the guy does not study anywhere and does not work. He lives with his retired grandmother, who is 75 years old. Sergey's mother Natalia, her new husband and younger daughter live separately. Mom is 38 years old, she works as a realtor. She is the one who provides for her son. Because of this, they often have conflicts. Sergey does not know his own father. 18 years ago he robbed pregnant Natalia's parents, and she immediately kicked him out. Natasha does not know her lover's mother personally, they communicated only by correspondence. Natalia is against their relationship because all Sergey does is go out with his girlfriend. Natasha's grandmother doesn't like Sergey either. In her opinion, he is absolutely hopeless and lazy. But she does not know that her granddaughter is already pregnant. When Natasha realized that her period was late, she immediately asked Sergey to meet her from school and buy a pregnancy test. So that her grandmother would not suspect anything, Natasha and Sergey decided to go to her classmate Anna, who was just at home alone. Natasha wanted to get pregnant so that she could be free of her grandmother's control as soon as possible. The pregnancy test was indeed positive. Natasha and Sergey were happy and frightened at the same time. Natasha is very afraid to tell her grandmother about it. When the mother came to visit, Sergey told her about the pregnancy. This news shocked her, as did his grandmother Irina. They believe that the young people have ruined their lives. Natalia insists on taking the girl to the antenatal clinic tomorrow. In the morning Natasha pretended that she was going to school, but in fact Sergey met her outside the entrance. Natalia was already waiting for them at the entrance to the clinic. It was Natasha's first meeting with Sergey's mother. The doctor confirmed a pregnancy. The term is 6 weeks. Natasha intends to keep the pregnancy. Sergey supports her in this. Natalia decides to break the news to Nina in person. Of course the grandmother was shocked by her granddaughter's pregnancy. She had no words for it because it was a shame. Nina was categorically against keeping the pregnancy. When her granddaughter returned home, she began to persuade her to get rid of the problem because if she had the baby, her life would be over. But Natasha was not convinced. She began to pack, but her grandmother wouldn't let her leave the room. Several more days passed like that. Anna thinks her older sister is doing a very stupid thing. Finally Natasha managed to see Sergey. He insists that she move in with him. Meanwhile, Nina met with Sergey's mother and grandmother. She is still adamantly against this pregnancy. In Nina's opinion, Sergey has had a very bad influence on Natasha. She started skipping school because of him. Natalia still supported the girl. She believes that it is a great sin to refuse to be pregnant. At that time Natasha decided to tell her friend about everything. She was shocked. Anna is convinced that having a baby at 16 is the biggest folly. In her opinion, Sergey is a despicable, worthless man who wants to achieve nothing in life. When Natasha returns home, her grandmother declares that she can move in with Sergey. However, Nina has no intention of helping her with anything, since she does not approve of all this. Without delay Natasha packed things again and moved in with her lover. The first thing she did was to register at the antenatal clinic. Natasha suffered from toxicosis, but the doctor assured her that it was normal. After the hospital Natasha decided not to go to school. Sergey's grandmother was outraged. In addition, Natasha does not want to clean the house and does nothing at all. Natasha feels no remorse. She is very annoyed by the constant moralizing. Meanwhile, Sergey informs his friend about the pregnancy. Roma thinks that Sergei is just a fool. In addition, he does not want to work, and it takes a lot of money to support the baby. When Sergei returned home, Natasha gave him an ultimatum. They must live separately from his grandmother. But now they have no money to rent an apartment. Irina began to complain to her grandson about Natasha's disgusting behavior. Natasha overheard the conversation. Later she expressed to Sergei everything she thought about the situation. Sergei also does not like the fact that Natasha does not clean the house or cook. In the evening, Natalia came in and started swearing at her son and his girlfriend. She is categorically unhappy with the fact that they lie on the bed all day and do nothing. Everyone at school already knows that Natasha is pregnant. The class teacher decided that the student should transfer to distance learning. After school, Natasha came to her grandmother to get the rest of her things. The girl admitted that Sergei did not make any money. Nina was not at all surprised by this, because we should not have expected anything different from Sergei. After talking to Sergei's mother, Natasha had to agree to clean the house floors twice a week. Irina does not like the fact that Natasha does it wrong. They have had conflicts because of this. Natasha reminds Sergei for the umpteenth time that he has to look for a job, but the guy doesn't want to make any effort. Natasha went to visit her friend's house in a state of distress. She confessed that things are bad between her and Sergei because he doesn't work. Anna did not feel sorry for her friend because she had chosen this life for herself. The only person she truly feels sorry for is the future child. It was the 20th week of pregnancy. At the next ultrasound, the doctor informed that they were having a boy. Sergei was very happy, unlike Natasha, who had hoped that she would have a daughter. During a walk in town, Sergei asked Natasha to marry him. She was upset because he didn't buy a ring, but she agreed anyway. Natasha decided to visit the mother's grave and tell her that she was going to have a grandchild. The girl could not hold back her tears. In the evening, his mother told Sergei that she had found him a job as a handyman in a cafe. The salary is 15,000 a month. Since Sergei does not have a certificate, there is no other option for him now. When Sergei got home, he told Natasha the good news. This money is not enough for the whole family, but it is better than nothing. Natasha said that she wants to get a pet. Sergei was against it because his grandmother is allergic to fur, but Natasha talked him into it anyway. The very next day they brought the kitten into the apartment. For 3 weeks now, Sergei has been working. The grandmother can no longer be in the same apartment with the kitten because she is suffering from the effects of allergies. Irina begs her grandson to give the kitten to other good hands, but Sergei cannot do anything. Natasha has no intention of making concessions. Later, Irina complains to her daughter about Natasha, who simply bullies her. Irina gets a migraine. She can't take this kind of life anymore. Natalia already regrets that she supported the girl's desire to keep the pregnancy. Natalia complained to her son, who in the evening gave her girlfriend a scandal, telling her that she was a nobody in this house. In a fit of hysteria, Natasha locked herself in the bathroom, where she sat for about an hour. Later, they nevertheless reconciled, because Natasha should not be nervous. She stopped talking to Irina. Soon Natasha and Sergei were officially married. Meanwhile, Natalia decided to go to Nina to talk about the girl's boorish behavior. Nina wants nothing to do with it. She is genuinely puzzled as to why they supported Natasha's decision to keep the pregnancy a few months ago. The 30th week of pregnancy has arrived. An ultrasound scan revealed abnormalities. It turned out that the fetus had stopped gaining weight. Natasha was rushed to the hospital in Yekaterinburg. She was frightened at the prospect of moving to another city, but she had no choice. 3 more weeks have passed. The baby is still not gaining weight well. Doctors said Natasha that she would not be able to give birth on her own. Sergei told over the phone that he quit his job because he did not want to work for a pittance. The mother declared that she no longer intended to support him. Sergei is irritated by these constant reproaches. Meanwhile, Natasha had a cesarean section. The boy was named Matvey. He was born with a very low weight, so he was transferred to the intensive care unit. After recovering from anesthesia, Natasha told Sergei that she had given birth. 3 days passed. Matvey is in a special box for premature babies. He has to be under medical supervision for at least 2 more weeks. Natasha did not want to spend so much time in the clinic and decided to return home without the baby. Natalia was very outraged by this action because the young mother left her newborn baby alone in another city. 2 weeks passed. Natasha, Sergei, and his mother took Matvey home. Natasha has to take care of the son on her own. The kitten was given to other people after all. Sergei still does nothing all day. Natalia provides for them. Because of this, there are constant conflicts. Natasha expressed everything that she thinks. She said that Sergey was not acting like a man because he can't even provide for a child. It almost came to a fight. Natasha still took the child and went to her grandmother. No matter what, Nina accepted her granddaughter and great-grandson. She realized that she loved the baby very much. The next day Sergey came to see them and promised that it would never happen again. Natasha decided to give him one last chance. She hopes for the best because Sergey swore that he would find a job and make money.